Hey guys, I am back with another product video, but this time, instead of telling you which products you do need for your newborn, I'm gonna tell you which products I don't think you need. At least I didn't need them. Before I get into the products, I am gonna caveat and say, some of these products I did eventually use. Ash is now 7 months old, and he is using some of these products. But I didn't know I didn't need these products in the very beginning. And I feel like, you know, as a first-time mom, you get tricked into thinking you just need so much stuff, and you really don't. In fact, I felt like I had too much stuff and it was a little overwhelming. I hope this video will help you navigate all of this and help you realize that you just don't need so much stuff for your newborn. They're super easy, actually. Product number 1, a memory book. You guys are gonna be so impressed with the work I put in to this book. Ready? So first off, that is Ash's foot. That is his footprint. I think that was like 3 days after he came home. We took this footprint of him, and then we're supposed to put a photo there. It's starting to clue you in on how this book has gone, right? Guess what? I did write his name, Nikash Sebastian Dayalin, and then, ta-da! That's how far I got. A little bit about mommy. Where am I from? I wanted to use this. I had every intention of saving every memory, but you know what I've done? Everything has gone on social media. Memory books, don't need them. Product number 2, kind of along the same lines. Announcement cards. Look at this pile of announcement cards. Yep, so I'll tell you something. At 1 month when we took these pictures, you then have to wait to get the pictures back, and then you have to choose a picture, and then you have to create these cards. You spend, I think I spent $150 on these cards. And then you finally get them, and then you have to sit down and you have to send them to everybody, and you have to get their addresses if you didn't have them already from like the thank you cards and stuff, or if you're just not an organized person like me, you end up with announcement cards that just sit there and never get sent. I think my advice to you is, if you're a very organized person, you are good about sending out like thank you cards and everything, and you know you're gonna for sure do this, then get them. But get them using a picture that you took of your baby immediately. That way, you get them really early on, and you send them early on. What a waste. Next product number 3, Wubba Nub. So cute, right? I wanted him to use these. I forced these on him, in fact. I kept like 5 or 6 of these, because people just give them to you, you know, as part of the gift that they're gonna give you, and it's so sweet and you appreciate it, but Ash did not like them, and I have like 10 of them. And so my advice to you is, try them out first. Don't open every single one of them, because then you can't return them. I am now getting some use out of these at 7 months because he's teething and he chews on them. So he just chews on like every little part of these. But as far as using them as a pacifier while he was a newborn up until now, we got 0 use. These are all sitting in a little cupboard. Next product, Sophie La Giraffe. I love Sophie, she's so damn cute. And you know what? My baby actually does love looking at her. But he doesn't really use her at all. He drops her. He takes like a bite and then he like drops her. And also she has caused a lot of problems, because check this out. Come here, Mason, come here. Look at this. Mason is very interested in Sophie. And you know what? Anytime we try to play with Sophie in the very beginning, if you have a dog, Sophie will drive your dog insane. He's actually so chill about her now because, you know, I laid down the law and let him know that Sophie is not for him. But in the beginning, it was such a big ordeal having Mason and Sophie in the same house. We actually had to hide her. I love Sophie. She's adorable. You don't need her for a newborn. Next product, I love Komatomo bottles. I'm not gonna tell you don't need them. You need these bottles. I actually love the bottles. But what you don't need are fast flow nipples. And I wish somebody would have told me that. With newborns, you need slow flow nipples. These are fast flow nipples. And honestly, I'm not even sure when we're gonna end up needing them. We still don't use them with Ash at 7 months because it still ends up all over his face because it's just coming out too fast for him. And I've also heard that if you're going to breastfeed but use a bottle sometimes as well, you definitely don't want to get them used to a fast flow nipple, because then they're just gonna want that and not a boob that goes at a normal speed, because they just want that instant gratification to chug their milk. So fast flow nipples, you don't need them for a newborn. Next product, this one's gonna be really quick, bubble bath. Babies don't take bubble baths. I'm gonna give it away because He's not gonna use it probably for another year. This one might get controversial because I think a lot of people love this thing. It has nothing to do with the brand whatsoever, but infant car seat. I love this one. This is a great infant car seat, the Chico Keyfit 30 car seat, except it turns out I did not need an infant-specific car seat. It wasn't for me. Some people it might work for, but Ash hated being in a car seat, so we never ever used it for the function that we got it for, and that was to just take him out of the car seat while he's sleeping peacefully in it, and you know, like just taking him into a restaurant with us and doing this and throwing it onto our stroller and all of that fun stuff that you do with infants in their car seats. He hated being in a car seat, so this ended up staying in our car all the time. And now I have to buy a new car seat, and guess what? It turns out I could have used that same car seat, a convertible one, the first time we ever brought him home. I would have just gotten the convertible car seat in the first place. How cute is this lamb? Bah. This lamb has not really been used. Look how brand new it looks. It's super cute. I had this on my registry and a friend bought this for me because I asked for it, and I thought I was gonna use it, but I also had a ton of blankets that people bought me, and it turns out during tummy time you want something that's not really soft, and I feel like it's a little too plush, right? So we ended up putting him down like on a mat that was a little bit more sturdy, and we put a blanket down, and that's what we always ended up using for Ash. So this little guy just got wasted because now that Ash is crawling, we're not using it either. We're still not using you, I'm so sorry. We're not using it because he crawls right off of this. It's too small now. So there was never this like period of time where this thing got any use. So I don't think I needed it. Okay, next product. I don't even have it because I gave it away. Rock and Play. It's not because of the Rock and Play per se, but what my advice is, if you can borrow any of these things that are like these devices for your children, for your newborn, I would borrow them and test them out first. For a newborn, it turns out you don't need all of these things to like rock your baby and try to make him fall asleep, and you know, in fact, you kind of don't want any of those things because then they become dependent on them. It got a little bit of use, but probably not enough. Next up, and last, because we always had him in zip-up onesies that had the footy and stuff on it, the first 6 months of life, don't keep baby clothing. I mean, this is for him as a 12-month-old. You can keep that stuff, but even at that, I wouldn't. What I would do is all the clothing that you're gonna get from your baby shower and all the gifts that people give you, I would send all of that back, get a credit, and just get yourself like 6 onesies that zip up. That's all you're gonna need because you want it to be easy. You want them to stay warm and cozy, and they're not gonna be, you know, that you've got blowout diapers to deal with and stuff. You're not gonna put them in a t-shirt and some pants, I'll tell you that, because it blows right out the back and you are in some deep trouble, some shitty deep trouble if that's the case, if you don't have them in a onesie. So onesies, all that you need, because you're just not gonna put them in cute outfits unless you just do it just for a picture really quick. Socks. Newborns don't wear socks. I promise you they don't. They fall off within 5 seconds of putting them on your baby. I had so many socks. People buy you socks all the time. I don't know why. Because they all have babies usually, and they still buy you socks, and they must not remember they don't use the socks. Again, along the same lines, shoes. I love these shoes. He's starting to wear these now, but we did have newborn shoes. These are not newborn shoes. These are infant shoes. He's trying to like stand and crawl and all that stuff. So he's using them now. But newborn shoes, you definitely do not need. They're not even trying to stand. They're not even trying to crawl. They don't need shoes. And actually, if you get a really like firm shoe for a newborn, it's actually, I hear, not good for their feet because, you know, their feet are trying to form and everything. They're trying to learn how to use them. So don't confine your newborn's feet to shoes. You don't need them yet. Promise you, you don't need them. I hope this video is helpful for you guys. These are the items that did not work for me as a new mom with my newborn. Again, these items might work for other people, but I just wish I would have had this knowledge at least to think about how some of these things might not work for my baby, because I wouldn't have gotten them, and I would have waited until, you know, 6 months or something at the very earliest to start buying some of these things for him, or I wouldn't have bought them at all, and I would have saved so much money and, you know, probably space in my home. So give this video a thumbs up if you thought it was helpful. Tell me in the comments below items that you did not need or use for your newborn. And, you know, ask me whatever you want. Tell me what you want to see next. Talk to you soon.